Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in again. If this is your first time watching, I am getting rid of all my comic books from the 90s, all my comic cards from the 90s, all my sports cards from the 90s, and all my video game cartridges from the 90s, including Nintendo, NES, and Sega Genesis. So this is the comic book portion. This is the fourth book in my collection that I'm getting rid of. We're going to call this book 23 because there's 23 comic books in here. If you're interested in individual comics, please let me know. I will send you better pictures and better video of the book itself. If you're interested in the entire collection of book number 23, let me know that as well, and I will ship the entire book directly to you. All these things have been in storage since the 90s, since I was a teenager. Some of them have been read, some of them have never been read, pages never bent, anything like that. They went straight into the binder. So they're all in really good condition. So if you're interested, there's links in the description of the channel, or where you can find my email and my social media pages, and I will send those to you. So without further ado, I'm just going to flip through them, and let's get started with the first comic book here, Fatal Attraction series, X Factor number 92, with the Havoc hologram. Super cool. I don't want to let this go, but man, it's super cool. Some of the comics have backings, some of them don't. Another Fatal Attraction comic, this one with Wolverine hologram, 75. That's super cool, man. I wish they did more comics like this. Cool hologram, man. Number 3, Fatal Attractions with the Cable. I think there's like 6 total, the Fatal Attraction series. I don't have all 6, but I think only 3, but still pretty cool. Picked this one, Bruce Lee, up after the fact. I picked it up a couple years ago, actually, so it's not part of my original collection. Got it from the Bruce Lee website. Superman, Funeral for a Friend, newsstand edition. I think it's the fourth in the series. But as you can see, this one doesn't have a backing. You know, a lot of these books went into storage when I was a teenager. I didn't know much about comic book storage, so I kind of did the best I can with the resources I had. Protective sleeves and binders, you know what I mean? That's how we did things back in the 90s. This one's pretty cool. Like a foil, like a elevated foil cover for Superman. You can feel like the ripples in it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. This is when he was, after they launched the Death of Superman comics, they started launching a bunch of those. So these are like collector's books. There's one on the previous video with Ghost Rider and Wolverine. Here's another one. Pretty much the way these things worked is you went to the bookstore and they had these comics in like a series of 3. It was like a collector's pack. So here's the collection number. I kept this. This one is with a 5-issue set. So there's 5 books that came in like one big purchase. And this is just one of them. And this is from, you know, a lot of people see this cover and they get excited because this X-Men comic itself is like worth a lot of money. It's not it. It's like a different version, so it's not worth the same, unfortunately. Here's X Factor number 1, the first new appearance. And this is a Wizard magazine, right? I can't find any details on this one. I'm sure this one is worth some change. But this is the X-Men Turn 30 edition, collector's edition of the Wizard magazine. Pretty cool. This one does have a little nick here on the corner, and then up here on the corner too. I think it's just because it's a thicker book. It's hard to deal with these Wizard magazines sometimes. But there we go. There we go. Number 1, Sabretooth. Pretty scary cover there. Sabretooth on the back. The 2099 series, The Punisher. Here we go, man. Blue foil cover. And we jump right into the Ghost Rider 2099. Some Stridex pads. Here we go. Image Comics Wildstar. This is a super cool cover, man. I don't think I ever read this one. It's super clean and like a double protective packaging. There goes Cable. This is Blood and Metal. This is part 2 of 2. I think I have part 1. This is pick up after the fact. Never read this one. I just like the way the cover looked. Punisher Warzone. Super cool, man. Number 1. This one's got like a cutout hidden here. This is cut out. Punisher letting off some heat. The laser sight on the MAC-10. It's pretty dope. Yeah, here's the Cable number 1 Blood and Metal series. So I have part 1 and part 2. Punisher Dead or Alive. Frank Castle. Here is another like collector's packet thing that we talked about earlier. This one was a 4-part series. This is the Captain America one, Sentinel of Liberty. And it's kind of like a little mini book. It's very thick. It's thicker than the normal comic book. And it's got an ISBN number, so you can even look that up. And I bought those at like a bookstore as opposed to a comic store. I got a bunch of Captain Americas in here. Game Genie, pretty cool. Alright, Captain America with Thor. We're almost to the end of this book, this collection here. So again, if you're interested in individuals, let me know. If you want to purchase the entire binder, reference the binder number. And here we go. So that is it for this particular binder. Bunch of good comics in here, some never read. Again, binder number 23 is what we're going for. And yeah, so check out the links below. Let me know what you're interested in and I can get those to you. And if you want the entire binder, I can ship that to you directly and we'll work something out, okay? Appreciate you guys watching, and there's one more video that I'm going to upload with comics in it, okay? Thank you so much.